Hey everybody, it's Tracy here, starting out with our second, is it second, maybe second, third live hangout. I guys think these are great. The response and the attendance has been really good, and so I'm really excited to have you guys on these hangouts. And you've got some great questions lined up, and some things that I listed out I want to talk to you about. It's funny, they're kind of lining up actually. The things I want to share or the things you want to know. So that's working out well. So. One of the things I want to say is just how important it is to plug in. It's important not only for you to plug in, but to train your team to plug in. I sent messages to a lot of, my personally enrolled today to get on the call or to get on the training tonight, and hopefully they turned around and did the same thing. So it's important that what, your leader does for you, you turn around and do for your team, because that's just kind of how we do it, kind of as a chain reaction. So plugging in can really be the key, the difference between success and not succeeding in this business. So you really need to plug into the team calls, to the team trainings. We're going to make these Thursday night at 8 o'clock. It's at 8:30 tonight, but going forward, Thursday nights at 8 Central Time is going to be our training time. We're going to do a call on one week with some of our team members, and we're going to do the live training every other week. Heads up, also, please make sure, you asked, I listened, we're doing newbie training, and it is going to be recorded, so that you can invite your newbies and send links to your newbies right when they get started to give them some training. We're going to try to keep it to about an hour tops, so that all the things that a newbie needs to know right out of the gate, things we wish we'd known that it took us a while to find out. So that's it's going to be just like this in this format, a live Google Hangout. And if there's things that you want, to talk to the newbies about, you can definitely let me know that. So that's Monday night at 8 o'clock. So be sure to get your newbies invited to that. Everyone's welcome to attend, but again, especially your newbies, I would, gonna really stress that they get on there and start strong while they, right there with that excitement and momentum is there. So anyway, I want to get started. Right now we have so many new team members, and so I want to do something, pretty basic and talk about the steps to success. Hopefully you have your steps to success printed out. This is mine for May. Mine are kind of, I have mine half size, but I've already got mine started filling out, and hopefully you do too. We're almost halfway through the month. It's go time. It's time to really finish May strong with these bonuses that are here that we're going to talk about in a second. So, the steps to success, that is what this business is based off of. 4 customers, 3 distributors, and that's what we do. You turn around and you teach those distributors to do the same thing, and then everybody repeats. Plus you run an ADBB auto ship. That is how basic and simple our business is. There's nothing complicated about that. You work hard to get them done, but the steps are so simple, there's no reason to complicate this business. I mean, sometimes when I'm talking to people on a daily basis about this business, it's such a great reminder how simple it is. If you do the steps and you teach your team to do the steps, everybody grows. And that's such an amazing element to this, that we do it as a team, we do it together, but you've got to work on those steps. So we're going to talk about them, just the steps again here in just a few minutes when we talk about associated with one of the questions that's out there tonight. But let's talk about the Ruby bonus real quick. This is the last month to sign up to be eligible for the double Ruby bonus. And Mark Pentecost did say that the Ruby bonus and the good bonus, we're going to stay with May, and in June there would be some new things rolling out. So who knows if they'll be bigger or better or smaller, or you just never know. But right now, this Ruby bonus is not only bringing people on, it's really giving them that final reason to jump, because $1,000 cash by July 31st is huge. We had our first earner last month. We're going to have oodles of earners this month. It's just going to be an amazing month for this team. So $1,000, get them in by May 31st. They need to have their first 4 loyal customers. Make sure that they have 4 loyal customers. They need to run that auto ship in their second month and be commission qualified and build themselves to Ruby. Ruby is, see if you can imagine this with me, 3 distributors on your top line, and one of those distributors is an executive. And we got to have volume in certain places. Guys, that's it. Go ask your mom, your sister, your cousin, your boyfriend's cousin, just anybody you can think of that needs to earn extra income. Ruby is doable, and I want you guys to do it. Lead the way, set the example. If you're not Ruby yet and you're eligible for that bonus, then go get it and teach your team to go get it. So congratulations to the ones of you who earned it already. and also the ones that you're going to earn this month. But again, just through May 31st, and then June will roll out another set of bonuses. So how exciting is that new distributor kit? Oh my goodness, I'm jealous. Those new things that are coming in there, lots more marketing materials. The mini defining gels, those are the bomb. The Fab Wrap, I can't even believe, you know, what this company does. They make it too easy for us sometimes, but that kit is beautiful. So really, between the kit and the Ruby bonus, there is no reason we should not be bringing on distributors right now. So, okay, you know, one of the things people ask me when they feel like, I don't know, they say they need distributors, they need this, they need that. I want to tell you something, and I saw it on one of the leadership pages. You don't need distributors. What you need is people to wrap. You need wrappers, because when you get that wrap on someone, that wrap basically does the talking for you. People's wheels start turning. They see the results. They see either the options as a customer that you're presenting to them, or the business side of things that you can talk about while you're wrapping. So you don't need distributors, you need wrappers. You need to get the wrap on people. We watched a Google Hangout with Mike Patillo this last week, and one of the questions he asked was posed to him. So if your business isn't growing, what do you do? And his honest question was, how many people have you wrapped in the last week, in the last 2 weeks? And if you're honest with yourself about that, if you're not growing, you're not getting that wrap on people. You're not blitzing and finding those new people to wrap, and you're not, being consistent on Facebook. So really what you need is wrappers. So keep that in mind, and that the distributors and the loyal customers will come. But you've got to get the wrap on people. And not only is that going to put wrap cash in your pocket, which is great, it's going to bring on those customers and give you the opportunity to present the business and with those distributors. So add in, when you're presenting the opportunity, the bonus and the new kit, and boom, it's a done deal. So you can bring people on, into your business with that. So with that being said, I'm going to dive into your questions. You guys had some great questions. The first one was the best video to send a potential distributor. And we can post the link to that on the page. I can't explain it to you, but it's basically one by Denise Walsh, and it goes, who is an Ambassador Diamond, I think #3 top earner in the company. And it literally goes through the party pad. It's a YouTube, I think a Google Hangout video, and it goes through the party pad. Great video, 11 minutes long, and it's what I've been using lately. I am going to be making our own video that's similar, but for me, and I talk to a lot of prospects, I want them to be hearing my voice and my excitement and my spin on things. So I am going to be making a video, but you're welcome to use that one. But Denise Walsh's is amazing. There's nothing that Denise Walsh isn't doing that isn't working clearly. So that's a great one, but we can post a link to the page on that. There's a question about how to use eSuite like pros. Using eSuite, there's a couple of thoughts that come to mind. First of all, you've got to do your eSuite training. When you come on board, if you wouldn't start a job and not do the training. So when you come on board, one of the first steps is to go through the training link, myitworkstraining.com, and go through that. That's going to teach you all the different aspects of your eSuite. But the truth is, until you dive in and start just pushing the different, buttons and pulling up the different reports and organizing stuff like that, there's just no way to really learn it until you do it. So those two things: practice, practice, practice. Dive in when you're sitting there watching TV, and play around with your eSuite and do the training. And I can't stress how important that is. Let's see here. You were looking for some tips on running an event booth and some vendor expo tips. I like to do events occasionally, certain ones. I stay away from the ones that are really expensive, like your bridal fairs that are $800. You really need to stick with those cheaper events, and so that you can make your money back and have some good contact one-on-one with people. For me, I think sometimes people often clutter their tables too much, and I don't think you should have anything handmade. I think it should look pretty professional, and I think if you're gonna make a sign, I think you need to put it in a frame. You can go to the dollar store and get a dollar frame if you want to, so you don't have to invest a lot of money. You don't have to have the pop-up banners and things like that. They're great and they look very professional, but they're kind of pricey, especially if you're first starting up. So just keep it simple. Black tablecloth, maybe put some fabric out there to add some color. Make sure that you are standing there with Blitz cards and a clipboard with a loyal customer order form, Oh, am I back? My computer says my thingy went away. Hang on just a second. Technical difficulties. I'm trying to come back. Hang on just a second. Okay, can you guys see me again? Okay, I have no idea what that was, but I was getting texts telling me we're not happening, that I wasn't there anymore, so I'm here. Sorry. You know what I say, chicks and their technology. So, okay. Anyway, back to vendor expo tips. One of the things that has worked well for me, and I can't take credit for this, a Triple Diamond that gave this tip, and I think it's fabulous. You know, I think a lot of times we make the mistake of putting out a drawing box. Everybody will put their name in to get something free, and I don't know about you, but following up with those people never works out. You rarely get, you know, from anybody that's put their name in for a free one, you rarely get anything out of it, and here's why. So they come up to your table, they're interested, and you say you can get one for free. You can, or you know, you say they're $25, or you can become a loyal customer, 4 for $59, or you can try to win a free one. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go and put their name in and roll the dice and see if they can get a free one. This last event that I did, it was a women's expo, and my cohort and I, Kristen Jansen, signed 15 loyals that day, and more since off of that as well, because here's what we did. We did not have a drawing box for a free wrap. We said, and we had this little cute little water bottle from the dollar store. We said you can buy a wrap kit today for 25 bucks, and that had a water bottle, a wrap, the instructions, and you know, just some cute little papers and things like that in there. You can buy a wrap kit for 25, or you can get them today 4 for $59 as a loyal customer. We signed 15 customers that day because we did not give them the chance to offer a free wrap, to win a free wrap in a drawing box. So my suggestion to you, nix the drawing box and give them those two options, $25 for a single wrap or 4 for $59, and explain the loyal customer program to them real quick. You've only got their attention for about 60 seconds as they're walking through those different booths, so you've got to make it quick. You've got to speak clearly. You've got to make eye contact. You've got to smile. You've got to be happy and approachable, and give them those two options. One wrap for $25 or 4 for $59 as a loyal customer, and that works. So that's my suggestion on vendor tips. And you know, a lot of the fall shows are going to be booking here before long. Lots and lots of school shows and you know, expos and things like that. So always keep your eye out. You know, one It Works vendor per expo. So yeah, the first thing you do when you're reserving a booth is to make sure there are no other It Works or wrap booths there. It's very, very important. So, okay. Anyway, next question. If feeling overwhelmed as a newbie, I think this is something that everybody goes through. I know that when I signed up, I was like, what have I gotten myself into? Oh my gosh, what have I done? Buyer's remorse. You know, but that's pretty normal. But I don't know anybody that hasn't experienced that. But what you do is you just dive in. You get active on the page. You scroll through the pages. You scour YouTube looking for It Works videos, and we've always put out some people for you to follow. Look through our Facebook page and the files and learn and do your training and get with your team and just become a part of the family and just start talking. That's what you have to do. You don't have to know everything from day one, but honestly, you don't have to really know anything at all. The It Works U I attended in Phoenix last week. Dr. Don was there talking about all the specifics, and it's important that we know that stuff, but he said, and then Pam Salver reiterated, you don't have to know everything, you just have to know how to get the wrap on people. You know, you don't have to know what ingredients do, you don't have to know about every single product. We lead with the wrap because it's unique, it's hot, it's a sizzle product, and nobody else has it. So you lead with the wrap. The other products usually come afterwards, but just do your best not to feel overwhelmed. Again, most people experience that, but if you do those things that I just mentioned, that that will subside. And you get through that first wrap party and you get your first customer and all that, and that goes away. So trust me, everybody feels it, everybody experiences it. But the key is plugging into calls, plugging into these trainings, plugging into your team page, into your leaders. That is how you get over that feeling of being overwhelmed, because we've all been there. So, okay. I don't know who's texting me. Somebody keeps texting me. It distracts me every time. I'm sorry. Okay. This is a great question, and it's one I want to dive into a little bit. We're going to spend some considerable time here. Taking responsibility for your own business. This is really important to me, and this is going to come back and boil down to the steps of success. A lot of you out there, I know, you do those steps, but yet you feel like your team's not working. So I want to talk to you for a little bit if you feel like you're working harder than your team. You have to, it is your job to complete the steps to success. We do that daily shout out every day. I want you to see who is growing their business by sealing the deal and adding people, loyal customers and distributors. It's important that you see who's doing that, who's putting their money where their mouth is and completing their steps to success. Now, that's not to say that you're not working if your name's not on there, but if your name's never on there, if your name is never on there, then you're not completing your steps to success. So it ought to be your goal to get your name on that list every day. I don't know about you, but when I put that distributor or the daily shout out and I get my name on that list, I'm like, yes. I'm like, I got my name on the list that day. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So repeat after me. Steps to success is my job. And if I'm not doing it, I darn well can't ask you to. So don't sit back and think that a team under you is going to grow your business by doing their steps to success. That's cheating, and that's cheap. Do your steps. If you don't hit that goal that month, you guys, that's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I've had months I haven't done my steps. I've had months I did it 3 or 4 times. The point is you're averaging out. You're always planting seeds. You're always trying to do them. And I know some of you don't want to hear this, and it may even tick some of you off that I'm being so blunt about it. But if you're not adding loyal customers and distributors, your business is not going to grow. And you cannot, you want the checks that are the average and above, then you got to be building your team. If you're letting other people build your team for you, that's, in my opinion, crap. And number 2, you're not going to have those higher checks. I don't know about you, but I want the higher check. I want to be the average and above average. I don't want to be below average on my ranks. And so I complete those steps or I die trying, okay? You have to take responsibility for your business. It's really important that you don't wait on anyone else to build your business. So, when you feel like your team is not growing, I want you to understand something. Don't be chasing diamond like it's some kind of end-all be-all. It's an amazing rank in the company. It's magical. So many new bonuses open up at that level. But the goal shouldn't always be diamond. In your mind, the goal needs to be growth and making money. That's the 2 things you need to be focused on. So how do you do that? You complete your steps to success. They're not an option. Steps to success are 4 loyals, 3 distributors, teach your team to do the same thing, and run your ADBV auto ship. This is not complicated, but you got to do it. You got to lead from the front. You have to show your team that you're doing it as well. So get your name on the list. Go close the deal on some of those loyal customers and distributors. Doesn't mean that you're not working if you're not doing it, but understand that if you want your check to grow, you got to complete it. You got to sign loyal customers. You have to sign distributors, or your check won't grow. And that's what we want for you. We're doing this as a team, and I want you to be successful. I want this whole team to succeed, and that's how you do it. You don't have to have me telling you every day what to do it. Those steps should be printed out and in front of you so that you know how to do it. 30% of your time ought to be spent encouraging your team. Love on your team. Pour into your people. Recognize them. Acknowledge their efforts. And when they sign a loyal customer, when they get the first 4, it's good to be recognized. Tell them what a good job you're doing and they're doing and how proud you are of them. 30% of your time should be spent in personal development. I know that sounds crazy, but you need to be developing yourself. I can't tell you what a difference it made in my business when I started doing personal development and reading certain books and really grasping the world of network marketing, but also learning where that self-motivation comes from. Guys, this business can get hard, and it goes up and down, and you really need to dig deep on those times when it's not going your way. And another way that you stay plugged in when that's happening is remembering when you're part of a team and you're surrounded by people that are pulling for your success. So those are two very key pieces to join yourself to your team, marry yourself to your team, and also personal development. And the rest of your time needs to be spent on recruiting. Notice I did not say hand-holding. I did not say doing something for your team all the time. You've got to be leading the way. I always use this example. With my team, you know what they're going to see? The back of my head, basically saying, come on, let's go. We're doing the steps. We're running forward. They do not see me turning around saying, come on, let's go. You can do it. It's not like that. I want you to lead from the front, and you do that by what I just said. Pouring in your team and supporting and recognizing and motivating, that's part of it. Personal development, and the rest of your time needs to be spent recruiting. And you're basically a talent scout. That's what you are. You're looking for people that are going to grow with you. Let's say you sign 10 people. You know what's going to happen? About 6 of them at least are going to quit before they even started. And you know what? That's not on you. That's on them. This business is a great opportunity, and just because everyone doesn't grasp that, that's not your fault. The resources are there. Nobody had to tell me to start posting on Facebook. Nobody had to tell me where to do my training. Nobody had to tell me to get excited and get motivated. I knew. I wanted it for myself. And so I took responsibility for my business from day one. I'm placed under our good leader, Stacy Conwell. You know what? Stacy Conwell never had to crack the whip and get me going, ever, because I was doing it for myself. I wanted it. And so I got out there and got to work. And that's what I want you to understand, that we have to be responsible for our own business. So keep that in mind. Take your team with you, but again, show them the back of your head. And I hope that makes sense to you, that you're doing it, they're following your lead, and that is how your team grows, not by you turning around and begging them to work. I know we want to promote. I know you want that distributor. I know you want that box filled for your next promotion, but you do that by getting the wrap on people, by growing, by getting your name on the list, completing your steps, and focusing on making money. That's how you build a business, and not begging a team to work. It never ever works. It's discouraging. It'll make you quit. I'm telling you, it'll drain you. So take responsibility from day one. You wouldn't start a job and not dive in and learn everything that you could, but at the same time start working. A new employer doesn't want you to train for 2 weeks and never do a thing. They want you to already start doing some work and along the way while you're learning. And so if you're excited and ambitious and doing that, we're no different. That's how you get this business going. So I want you to give you a piece of advice. Run with your runners, walk with your walkers, but never sit with your sitters. That's what you never want to do. You as a leader, if you want this business to be successful, you have to grow it, and you have to take responsibility and do it yourself. Okay, so next question. People seem interested, and then they go away. This has happened to all of us. It's going to continue to happen to all of us. It's just part of the business. What I say is, so I have had this happen. They message me, and they're super interested, and then they go away. That happens for a variety of reasons. Maybe their finances changed, and they figure out their bills were short, and they couldn't afford to be a loyal customer, and they just don't want to say anything to you. That's embarrassing. There's so many different reasons that has happened. What I do is I have a little ongoing list of people. I set reminders on my phone for them to follow back up with them. If somebody said, okay, I'll sign up, and they didn't sign up, this just happened to me today. I messaged somebody and I said, oh man, I forgot to follow up with you last night. I got busy with my online party. I'm so sorry. Can I help you get started today? Okay. And if I don't hear anything back from them, I'm not going to message them again for a little bit. I don't want to bug them, and you're the same. Nobody wants to be a pest. There's nothing wrong with follow-up. We just have to find that balance between, bugging and pestering and follow-up. So make sure, that you make a mental note of somebody that you want to go back and follow up with, and maybe it's 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. It's kind of a good rule of thumb. But understand that this is a numbers game, and you've just got to talk to more people. If they are not ready to pull the trigger, they will be down the road. Silence from somebody is kind of a form of a no. And again, there could be several reasons behind it, but don't give up on them. A lot of people that are joining me now have been with me almost since the beginning, and they're turning out great, and it's now their time, and I couldn't be happier for them. But in the initial stages, it was a no, and maybe they didn't respond to you. Guys, I had my last 2 free distributors. That's verbatim what happened. So just keep the faith and know that they'll come around, but just kind of get a system in mind for following up with people and how you're going to do that. So let's see here. Keeping our out-of-state team involved. Well, this kind of goes back to what we said. You have to plug in. I was 3 hours away from my enroller. I never let that stop me. We have people all over the country. I think of some people specifically that are far, far away from us, and we really only see them once a year at conference. But they are part of this team in the same way that anybody is that lives in where a lot of us are here in Omaha. Well, and that's great, you know, but I didn't have a team when I was here, and I learned to plug in. I was hungry for any way that I could be attached to my team. And I did. I was on Facebook with them. I watched the live stream meetings when they were there. I did anything I could do to attach to them and develop relationships with them. That's what I did. But notice I did that. So, but I stay in touch with my distributors on a regular basis. I'm texting. I think you should get on the phone and call them. I think it's important that you become friends with. They need to become like family to you. Because if you endear someone to you and you know what someone is working for, you know about them and their life and how many kids they have, what they want out of this business, those become your friends, and it's easier for you to keep them engaged when they're your friend versus just somebody who's just in your business. So know the difference. Invest in people. Let them know that you care, and make sure that they're plugged in. If you've got teammates, hit them up, text them, say, hey, don't forget to get on the training tonight. I can't wait. Can't wait to hear what they have to say. Those types of things, there's things you can do to group them in, but in the end, it is our own responsibility to stay plugged in. Most people, the vast majority of distributors are not with their team. And in this day and age with social media, you can stay plugged in. You can stay connected to your team. So, okay, I think we just got a couple more questions. Forgive me, I'm going to look over here on my iPad real quick. Just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, hang on. There we are. Okay. Make sure I got them all. Sorry. I wrote them down, but I just want to make sure that some extras didn't tag on here. Okay. Some of these are really easy. Fat biters okay while nursing? No. Not okay. For that, babies need all the fat they can get, and so we don't want to be taking any fat out from that. Anytime you have a question from someone with a medical condition, pregnant, nursing, things like that, our recommendation is to have them ask their doctor. We are not physicians. We don't want to summarily say that it's okay to wrap while nursing or anything like that. I would feel fine with it, but it's not my decision, not my baby. So have them ask their doctor. Most of them are going to approve it, but we just don't want to be on the hook for making any type of medical claims or saying, oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. If they have a question, put it back on them and ask them so that it's their decision and not ours. Okay to eat while wrapping. Dr. Don said yes. You don't want to go be eating a cheeseburger or something like that, but there's no reason. If you're going to wear the wrap for a long time, yes, it's okay to eat, but you got to be drinking that water and you just want to be sensible. But there's nothing in the wrap, nothing that eating would interfere with. And that's out of the mouth of Dr. Don, our house doctor from It Works. Let's see here. I think we're about there. Let me see. And Ashley, there at the end, I answered your question. People don't acknowledge it, And Cheryl, I think you guys were basically asking the same thing. When people don't respond to you, you're going to find that a lot. If you're reaching out to people, you're the first one to reach out. It may not happen, and that's okay. The truth is, most people become interested or become a customer basically on their like 6th or 7th touch with the product, with you, with the suggestions. So just stay with them, follow up from time to time. But I highly suggest that you stay consistent on Facebook. You be the one that's posting. You be the one showing your excitement. You be the one that finally pulls them in. and not by being a walking ad. This was fabulous. In the Phoenix Network and a lot of you guys are going to hear this as you go to these events around the country. John Eric Mosler, our social media guru, said that nobody goes to bed wishing that they had seen another advertisement. And that is not what you want to be putting out on Facebook. You want to be putting out your experience, your adventure. You don't have to go on Facebook bragging about your pay or this or that. I saw a great quote that said that social media should be used to inspire, not to impress. And so put your adventure out there. Put what your It Works paycheck let you do. Put pictures of you doing the fun things with your rap sisters and rap family and you're staying with your children and things like that. Don't put wraps $54. Don't put ThermoFit $39. Tell what the greens did for you. Tell how you have energy. Tell how you haven't been sick for 3 years. Those are the types of things that resonate, or that you kicked your soda habit, or that your skin feels really good after this, or that you're rapping with your friends, or made your rap cash. Those kinds of things resonate with people. I think you'll find that if you're out there boasting or trying to impress anyone, that you're running people off. Actually, times are hard for a lot of people, and I know sometimes we mean to inspire with that, and it backfires. It really doesn't inspire anybody. It makes people kind of resentful and real easy to unfriend and unfollow you. So be careful how you're doing that, but just be consistent, and you'll be the one who draws them in, just by what you're doing, by going about your day and running your business. And sometimes you'll find you don't even have to approach people, they'll approach you. One of the favorite things that was said to me, one of my last distributors that I signed, she said to me, "I have been watching you closely for 3 years. That told me all I need to know." Okay, so and take note of that, that people are watching, and they may not say it yet, they may not say it tomorrow, but they'll say it. They will. So I promise. Okay, last question just came in. What's a good way to better your chances of bringing your products into the conversation organically? Wear a lanyard around your neck. When you don't know, in your early days, you may not even have the extra funds to buy a t-shirt, and that's okay, because you can wear a lanyard around your neck that's a Blitz card, a laminated Blitz card. It's genius. It's cheap. It costs like what, 50 cents? And you can wear it around your neck when you walk into the grocery store, and everybody's like, "What works?" or "What's that?" It's a great conversation piece. But I find ways. You got to get creative sometimes. Sometimes I was in a hair. I was Ulta, and I was getting some hair products, and gave me an opportunity to talk about how my hair was growing so fast and how I have all these new hairs, and brought that conversation up. Carry an energy drink with you, or have your greens with you. Trust me, green water gets people's attention. There's lots of ways to bring it up without saying, "Hey, have you wrapped?" With just a plain clothes person to say, "Hey, have you wrapped yet?" But that's not going to make sense to anybody. But if you have those ways to kind of draw them into the conversation, that's going to be a whole lot easier for you to do and close that. So I hope that kind of answered that question. But yeah, I will say that gets a little easier with time. The first few times I blitzed or wanted to bring up the products, I was so tongue-tied. Just do it. Just do it, and do it more, and do it again until you're better. So you guys, I really enjoy these live hangouts with you. I really like answering the questions that you want to have answered. Push through the end of the month. We've got, 17 days left in the end of May. You can't even imagine what can happen in 17 days. I've seen magic happen in that much time. So we've got some people pushing for some promotions, and they're going to do that by completing those steps. So anyway, we'll start up the event for the next couple weeks, and go ahead and put your questions out there. But stay plugged in. Get your newbies on the training on Monday, 8 o'clock Central Time, and be responsible for your own business, and go do your steps to success. Take care, guys.